guys, thanks for joining me. Manny here at Gadgets and Gizmos. So I'm going to be taking you through a video experience or a vlog of a family trip all the way from Melbourne to Queensland, or Toowoomba in Queensland, driving up here in an EV. I'm going to take you through the stops, a few of the things that we did, charging experiences and also costs. So stay with me on the journey. It is, I guess, initial stages of my YouTube channel, so maybe not the best editing, not the best, but I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. Any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you, happy viewing. Hey guys, about to begin a journey from Melbourne to Queensland. Tesla is fully charged and I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, Manny here, just touching base. So we've just stopped for our first charging stop at Euroa, and I will show you how the car is going. So if you guys can have a look at that, we have done so far 190 Ks roughly, charging here at Euroa, on the way to Dubbo. See how we go. Now our ETA in a ICE car from a place called Melbourne to Dubbo, which is where we're stopping, would have been 8:21 p.m. We left at 11. Time is now nearly 1 o'clock. I'll keep you posted, see how we go. Cheers guys. Alright, time is 1:20, we're done charging and we are about to leave. We've got enough charge there, as you can see. We should be able to comfortably make it to next charging point at Gundagai. Fingers crossed, keep you updated. Hi everyone, checking in again at Gundagai. We've charged for approximately 35 odd minutes. We should have enough charge to get to Dubbo, and longest stretch of the journey. Fully loaded car with 4 people and luggage, 360 Ks to get to Dubbo, and we're sitting on about 95% at the moment. Fingers crossed. I will let you know if I get stuck, but there you go, you can see what I'm going through, so wish me luck. Talk to you at the other end. Hey guys, checking in again. Just checked into the hotel. Car's been on charge for a while now as well. Got to Dubbo successfully, did 370 kilometers in the vehicle, as you can see, and had about roughly 60 kilometers of range left. Once again, that's fully loaded car, 4 people and luggage as well. So all charged up, ready for the morning. I'll check in with you then. Next stop is going to be Tamworth. Thanks guys. By the way guys, just for reference, as I mentioned, ETA for Dubbo was about 8:20 in a normal petrol diesel powered vehicle without stopping. We got here with charging everything along the way, stopping, taking a couple of toilet breaks as you do, and lunch breaks or dinner breaks. We arrived at 10:30 p.m. So realistically, by the time you factor in your stops, even fuel stops, only about an hour difference. So be the judge for yourself. Good idea to own an EV or not. Hello, okay, quick update guys. We are on the way from Dubbo. Next supercharger stop is in Tamworth. 312 Ks away. We're currently sitting on about 600 Ks of range, and we will see how we go. I'll check in with you when I get there. Thank you. Alright guys, thank you very much for sticking with me throughout the video. We've done about 300 Ks with our last trip. We've now got to our final charging stop, which is Tenterfield, before we get home. We've got about 280 Ks before we get home. We've got enough charge now. As I mentioned, 305 Ks before, that was sitting on cruise control and overtaking anywhere between 103 to about 107 while overtaking, or 110 while overtaking, and then going back down to cruising speeds at about 102. Like I said, car's fully loaded, not really sitting behind anyone, not getting the benefit of any slipstream, so being the car in front. Got here with about 100 Ks remaining. We were on about 550 when we left. So it's been interesting. Look, certainly a bit of a challenging journey. You know, around about 11 and a half hours in total to get from Dubbo to home in Toowoomba. But look, you know, a conventional car probably would have done it in about 9 without stops. But look, I guess that's the joys of owning an EV and trying out new things. So look, I'll just turn the camera around. You can have a look and see what my charging progress is right there, and what the trip was there. And I will provide you with an update when I get home. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, 8:30 and finally made it home safe and sound. About 290 kilometre journey, quite a little bit of adventurous driving, quite a few bits of overtaking, 110 zone, so driving at 110, overtaking, putting the foot down. Look, car was pretty great, started off at about 550 from Tenterfield in terms of kilometres. Did 280 now and still got about 140 k's of range left. Videos being made quite a little bit later. Car's been on at home, having Sentry mode on. Yeah, look, a lot of fun. Finally did it. Overall, my thoughts took about an hour and a half longer than a normal sort of ICE car, especially with the detour as well, maybe even almost 2 hours because you had to find charges. But look, overall a really, really good experience, something a little bit different. And yeah, look, I'll leave you with the stats so you can have a look. That's what it is, real world range right there. Other than that, guys, hope this has been informative. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. So let's run you through roughly what the stats were. Day one, I'll just do a bit of a recap of our journey. So we went from a place called Brookfield in Melton in Victoria to the Tesla supercharger in Euroa. Average trip time, look, realistically it was about 2 hours. Charging costs there were about 20. Moving on from there, we went from Tesla in Euroa to the Tesla supercharger from Euroa. We went all the way to Albury-Wodonga. Did a quick supercharge stop there. Now the trip was about an hour and a half from Euroa. Quick supercharge stop there for $24. Had a bite to eat there as well. And then all the way from Albury-Wodonga, we went to Dog on the Tucker Box in Gundagai. We charged there for a little bit. Charging cost there was $34 and trip time to get there was about 2 hours. From there we sat there and we had a bit of ice cream. Went forward to our hotel in Dubbo, so again Gundagai to Dubbo. Charging cost there looking at around about $57 for charging cost. However, my mistake, guys, I actually didn't search up. The hotel I was actually staying at had free charges at the front. Given that we arrived pretty late, didn't even realise that, so probably could have saved that $56. But you know, that's what it was. It was roughly about 11.5 to nearly 11 hours 45 minutes of driving. Probably, if you look at Google Maps, that entire drive is about 9.5 hours, roughly. By the time you add in stops and charging, like I said, it took us about 11.5 hours. So that's sort of what it was. Again, probably could have been done a little bit quicker in a normal fossil fuel powered car, petrol powered car, diesel powered car. However, I guess with kids, you know, erring on the side of caution and stopping everywhere we could, we took that approach, and that's what it was. Moving on in the morning from Dubbo, our next stop was New South Wales Tamworth. We stopped there for a bit and pretty much aimed for, throughout the whole trip, we aimed to keep the battery at 100% as it was a new car. We didn't really know what the range was, and we wanted to just have that confidence there, just to make sure, you know, whatever happens, we've always got that little bit of range. Although in saying that, the trip from Gundagai to Dubbo was the longest at 362 kilometres and roughly got a 4-hour travel time. That one actually sort of had us only at about arriving at Dubbo on only about 5%. So we had a little bit of confidence that, look, the car could do 360. and we weren't too worried after that long trip. But anyway, like I said, moving on, Dubbo to Tamworth, roughly about a 310 kilometre journey, about 3.5 hours roughly. Sat there in Tamworth to do our first charge of the next day. $51 roughly is the charging cost. After Tamworth, we went from Tamworth all the way to a place in New South Wales called Tenterfield. Charged there to almost a full charge. Rough cost of about $45. Again, 302 kilometre trip and about a 3.5 hour trip again. Once we sort of charged there, that was pretty much the last charge. The next trip effectively was roughly about 3 hours home and about 280 k's home to Queensland, just past Toowoomba. And then after that we just charged at home. I do have to say that with all the superchargers throughout, they were actually located at very convenient locations, not too far from the freeway, not too far of a detour. They always had facilities nearby. Some just had a park. Some, as I mentioned, in Euroa, there was just a park there, so that was very convenient. Albury-Wodonga was probably one of the most, I would say, a little bit out of the way. I think it was at our senior sits centre, but again, toilet facilities, everything like that was available, so that wasn't an issue. Gundagai, Dog on the Tucker Box, big service centre, definitely not a problem at all. Dubbo, we were only 800 metres or so across from the actual city centre itself, so it's very easy to actually put the car on charge and just walk to wherever you need to go. Tamworth was again very, very good, very convenient. Over there it was, I believe, from what I can remember, the Tamworth Centre was actually extremely close again to the McDonald's, so it wasn't really an issue. Actually, no, my apologies. It was the McEwer Hotel in Tamworth was where the charges were actually located. So again, that was pretty close. It was very easy to access just the facilities at McEwer, so we did utilise those and move forward. The next one from Tamworth to Tenterfield, it was right next to a Coles shopping complex, so that was very convenient. You could stop there, stretch your legs, do what you needed to do, and move on from there. So just to summarise, guys, overall both days the journey was roughly could have been about 9.5 hours each, plus again charging and stops. Day 2 we didn't really do many stops like we did in day 1. It was just pretty much a straight through run as we just really wanted to get home. Total costings for the journey roughly about 233 kilometres. Again, could have saved a little bit of cost if we had known with the Dubbo charger. That was my bad for not actually looking that up in advance, but that was about $56 that we could have saved, bringing that total cost down a little bit from 233. We could have probably brought that down to roughly about 177, 180. Could have brought that down, but look, that's what it was. $233. Total kilometres that we did in the vehicle was roughly just under 1,800 kilometres for the total journey, and that was pretty much well split across both days. That's pretty much it. Look, my conclusion, guys. I've got lucky enough to have two Teslas. I've got a Tesla Model S Performance, and I've got also a Tesla Model S Long Range. Overall, I'd say the Model S Performance, whilst being the more powerful of the two, probably doesn't quite give you that much range. I would say at least 15% less than the Model S Long Range. Obviously, this does vary with the amount of passengers and everything else, including obviously the wind, the aircon, the weather, your right foot. But just on average, and from driving him day to day, I've sort of noticed, especially on this trip, that I've gotten about 15% less range than the actual long range itself. In saying that, good experience, great car. I'll let you be the judge of everything else, whether it was worth it, but it's definitely a trip that is doable. 11.5 hours roughly each of driving, definitely doable. Could have been done a lot sooner in an ICE-powered vehicle. However, look, with kids you've got to stop anyway. So once again, I'll let you guys be the judge. Really appreciate you joining me, and again, any questions, let me know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.